Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is our first live reading of 2021. It is a brand new year. I'm so sorry that we had to cancel last week's, but we are here today with Psychic Marin. And I'm not important. I'm just the moderator. I'm the senior social media coordinator for California Psychics. But more importantly, we have Psychic Marin here, extension 5113. And I'm so excited. We're already getting all of these questions in. So before we jump in, because I know Marin has some stuff that we want to talk about, go ahead and if you're on Facebook, share this post, tag your friends, tell them to get in here because we're going to be answering questions for the next hour, doing free readings. They're not going to want to miss it. You want your friends to start 2021 off on the right foot. So tell them that they need to come get their questions answered. If you are on Facebook and you really enjoy this, make sure you hit the like button. On YouTube, hit the subscribe button because we do these every single week, except for the third Monday of the month when we do our tarot live. So you're not going to want to miss them. Marin, thank you so much for joining us. I know earlier we were talking about how this is going to be our first live reading of 2021. It is a brand new year, which brings all of these questions. What is the year going to hold for me? How can I improve upon all of the stuff that the lessons and the mistakes that we went through in 2020, and how can we turn 2021 into the year that we want it to be? What tips do you have for that?
Yeah, thank you. I've kind of equated 2020 to the cocoon and 2021 being the butterfly. And so this energy of really emerging as a new being is kind of the theme. And as a reader for hundreds, if not thousands of people, I see themes in a lot of my readings. And so right now, since it's a new year, the theme's kind of more on preventative. And so a lot of people are wanting to know what is ahead for the year. So I really enjoy doing these like 10-minute, very quick readings where I can do more of a tarot wheel, almost like an astrology wheel, kind of with a tarot emphasis of month by month by month, what's happening. So we can take a real quick snapshot looking at like, well, January's the Two of Cups. So that's focused on love and partnership. And February would be the three of Pentacles and community. And so there's ways of looking at your life from more of a preventative, if you will, rather than prediction. So a lot of that's not going to make sense if you're calling in wanting to have validation or like that wow factor in a reading. This is a little different. This is more like, tell me what's ahead so I know month by month by month what the themes are going to be for the month. And it's just a real quick snapshot. And then we can spend a couple minutes going in deep with any of those particular months or issues that really speak to you. But I've been doing this for years and years, and it's just for New Year's, usually New Year's specifically, because that's kind of when people want to set their resolutions and look at the year ahead. So if you're interested in New Year's themed readings, I am going to be online after this, 5 o'clock Pacific time. So I'll be on tonight doing these, or anytime you want to catch me, but that's kind of the focus for kicking off the year with a little bit more of a map. And I think they're a lot of fun and they're fast. So if you're interested, give me a call later.
Well, speaking of taking a look at what's to come, we're getting a lot of questions in, people asking, what's next for me in 2021? We have one over here from Janaiha. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, asking, what will the next 3 months look like for me for career and love?
Okay. Ooh. You've got to stretch it out 5 months for love, because I'm looking at May as when I see that boom factor in love. And I feel like it's already somebody that you know or have been involved with. Career, you're close. I'm looking at April. So April, I'm also getting, I feel like it's a promotion, similar field, but I feel like it's just a promotion that's going to be right around mid-April. So good news, but I just would stretch your timeline out a little bit further.
And just a reminder, if you are asking about somebody, can you make sure that you include their names? especially we get a lot of new people that don't really come to these, and it's their first time. So make sure that you come in, and if you're talking about another person, whether it's a significant other or crush or a loved one, just make sure that you include their first name.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that, names. And also, if you have a specific question, because we're on a live feed and we're trying to get to as many people as possible, if it's specific instead of just what's new, or where do I find my soulmate, that's more appropriate for a longer time frame with a phone call. But I want to get to as many people as possible. So if you have a specific question, that's really helpful for me.
So this one comes from Sandra. They ask, should I focus on editing a novel I recently finished or use the creative energy I'm still working with to start the sequel first?
Okay. Goodness gracious, Sandra, when I see you, I am so focused and directed on nutrition and weight loss. And I'm sorry that that's not even what you're asking about, but I know we aren't supposed to talk about health matters, but I just feel like they're really directing you towards preventing health problems with weight loss. With regards to your question, sequel first. They keep saying sequel first. You are a writer. There's going to be a lot of opportunities with marketing with your writing, what they're telling me. And I know you weren't asking, but I just really want to direct you to health from a perspective of weight loss, because your guides are saying it's time. This is the year. It's time. But working on the sequel, that is going to be finalized. I'm not getting the new novel. I'm getting the sequel, and I'm seeing that is finalized by August. It's going to be wrapped up by August of this year.
This next question comes from Andrea over on YouTube. They ask, for the past 5 months, my life has been in turmoil with an ongoing family issue. Will it be over soon? Will we be happy again? I'm so afraid of the future.
Yes. I see a resurgence of the similar issues. And the problem is that you're growing, you're evolving, you've kind of seen the light, if you will. You're taking a different, more peaceful approach to communication. I don't see that they're on the same page. And so there's just fundamentally a difference in your objective of trying to resolve this and their objective of, it's bizarre that it's almost like absent turmoil. They don't know where to direct their time and energy in more productive ways. And so I feel like this is going to be something where you're learning to just continue to keep rising above this, and you're going to take the role of being more of the counselor or the person kind of leading some of these interventions, because they're just going to continue cycling. And it doesn't mean that you're abandoning, but it just means that your role is changing to where you're not going to be so engaged in a lot of that turmoil. Next flare up is going to be the very end of February. So just FYI, very last couple of days of February.
This next question comes from Buck. He says, hey, Marin, I've had a few readings with you. Is my father saying anything to me for the year?
Everything that he's speaking about is in terms of finances, and it's in terms of the smarter investing and planning, and in fact it's savings. So your tendency is to really seize those opportunities, and I feel like this is more of a time where they're really saying hang on, nest egg. Any type of investments would be something where you can get that money right back immediately. So I get the message for you is being a little bit more conservative with the spending and the investing. It's a year that you want to hang on to that a little bit more for you personally. And thank you, Beth. Thanks for tuning in.
Another question from Christina. She's asking, what's in store for 2021 for my love life? I'm single.
Oh, Christina, I'm sorry, you've got a ways to wait. So you're going to cycle through two different people that you are dating, meeting, not a lot that's really developing. The third person that I see, the one that I get sustainable, is in September. So you've got quite a ways out. But I don't discourage you from that. This is not a case where I'd say, just wait it out until September, because I see a lot of joy in this. But it's more about finding that person that you really feel like I can have a uh, um, long distance, slowly growing relationship that they show me in September, but it's the right one for you.
Another love question. This one comes from Vanessa. She says, there is someone from my past. His name is Jordan. Do you see us reconnecting?
When I look at this summer and the month of August, there's an opportunity where I see the two of you physically around each other, and it looks like for about a week stretch. It looks like there is a reconnection, but I don't see it being a relationship. I see it as more of kind of a fling, something kind of fun, but he's just adamant that he's not in this frame of mind of serious commitment. So that's one that I'd say be a little bit more careful with, because I feel like he's not wanting to really put down roots in a relationship, but you will start to reconcile for a brief period of time in August. Let me correct that. I can't even say the word reconcile because I don't see it being a relationship. You will be together for more of a fling at the very beginning of August.
This one comes from Anna. She says, I just moved to Milan, Italy, and I'm struggling to learn the language and find a job. Any insight on my journey, especially for finding a job? I work in fashion.
Well, yes. And I would just give a little plug. I started learning to speak French through an app. My husband bought me a Rosetta Stone app, and it's like 15 minutes a day learning to speak French. And I've actually really enjoyed it. I've taken other classes, but I find that I'm really learning this way. So maybe that would be something you'd enjoy as well. Job. There's a woman named either, I think it's a Karen with an accent. It could be Corinne or Corin, but there's something with a K, and I think it's Karen. That is your point person that I'm getting. Gosh, it's straight out of a storybook. She's the person that I see hiring you, and I see it being about a 10-person organization, and it's you're going to be more involved in the marketing aspect of this. And I just keep getting images of cutting, like very more I don't know what the terminology is, but it's like designer, like couture, like in something individually for somebody. I see you a part of the making and the designing, and your role is going to be more in the marketing of that very small scale, but really sophisticated clients, and just that old knowledge and the old way of designing and working. That's what I see for you. It's not going to be, so you've got about 3 more weeks until you see this lead. By the end of February, you are on the job working. You're looking for this needle in a haystack, but it's the Corinne woman that's going to offer you this position if the name helps you in finding that person.
This one comes from Lativa. She asks, hey Marin, will I find love in 2021?
March. Okay, don't let this one go away. So they're showing me basketball. They're showing me that you've met him, and there's something about the very initial, let me go back. You have not met him yet. In February, you will meet him, but they're showing me that at the very first conversation, first meeting, you're meeting him online. All the conversation is like him talking about basketball, and he's had a huge basketball, like a very brief stint in some professional basketball. That's the man that I see in February. It's going to start. Things are going really well. August, you guys are going to have about a month breakup, and then you're back on track again. I feel like this is a real serious relationship. What they're saying, you've got to get online. You're finding him online.
So before we go over to our next question, I just want to let everyone know that on the 13th, on Wednesday, is our Karma Rewards Day. And if you have watched these live readings in the past, or you're one of our customers, you're probably aware of our Karma Rewards program. You've heard me talking about it. But if you're new, I just want to let you know that we have this incredible program where you can earn points when you get readings and leave testimonials for the psychics that you get readings from. And it's just a great way to earn points so that someday you can get a free reading yourself. I know that there's also this part called a psychic circle where you add all of your favorite psychics to it, and then you get extra points just for getting a reading with them. But when we have our Karma Rewards days, you get even more points. So definitely check that out. It's a great way to already kind of get some rewards for doing what you're already doing, which is getting a reading. So definitely check that out. Are you ready for the next question?
I am. And a lot of the psychics are aware when it is Karma Rewards, so they will be on and available. And I definitely tend to pay attention to that and put more hours and availability on those days. So if you struggled with trying to get in touch with me before, look for me on Wednesday.
Make sure you tell her that the live reading is sent you so she knows that you watched. This next one comes from Michelle. She says, Marin, will Joe and I be in a love relationship or marriage? When he said he loves me but will never get back together and asked me to move to Virginia to live with him on his property.
Oh, Michelle. Wait, I would enjoy speaking with you by phone. My heart just hurts when I start to read you and read this situation. I feel like if I could kindly say you're making yourself so available to him, and he's giving very little in return. And the illusion of the appeal of what he's offering, or come live on my property, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you've really given up a lot to feel more trapped than loved. So I'd be really, really careful. I don't think it's a smart idea. And I think that you're really giving away your power. I don't see it being an equal relationship. I don't see him really willing to put in the work. And if it's convenient for him, then he wants the relationship. And that's the best way I could describe this without going into a lot of more personal detail, but it doesn't feel good. And I understand that I understand the feeling and the connection you have, but I think it's extremely lopsided, and that you will very much regret that decision.
This next one comes from Monica over on YouTube. She's asking, will Tanner and me be in a relationship at the end of the month?
Close. Let's bump it up just one more week. By February 2nd, it's going to be a more significant day. So if I just gave it a little bit more time, yes, you guys are off to a really good start. He's a little more immature, but it's fun. It's playful. So I do see this coming to fruition very soon.
Until you said February, it just completely went past my mind that Valentine's Day is coming up. And wow, there's so many love questions that people can ask. Wow, I can just.
It's wow on multiple levels. Wow on the fact that it's 2021, and wow on the fact that we're almost halfway through January. Like, just wow, wow, wow.
Well, speaking of love questions, if you are asking one, or if you're asking a question that involves another person, whether you're asking about your significant other or your mom or your brother or a deceased loved one, if you could include their first name, it'll help Marin just connect with you a little bit easier. I know that it sounds a little bit weird. If you're not super comfortable with that, just keep watching, because at the end of this live reading, towards the end, usually the last 15-20 minutes or so, we're going to pull cards, and that's a great way for you to ask questions without having to be super specific. If you want to know about a relationship, you can ask for a love card. If you want to know about a certain situation involving a person, but you don't want to talk about it, you can be a little bit more vague. So definitely stick around. tell your friends that we're still going to be doing this reading for another 40 minutes. So if they have questions, they should come in and get theirs answered too.
Yeah, I've got anywhere from a couple to a dozen people, and so having a name allows me to go him, her, and I can just get to it much quicker.
I was talking with someone earlier about how it must be difficult because even just with first names, like somebody has how many Johns in their life?
Yeah.
This next question comes from Michelle. She's asking, "Hi, is my soulmate near?"
It's no. And oh yeah, I'm delicate in how I'm responding because I know that you've been hanging on, and I don't want to disappoint you, but this is not a situation where I would say there's homework for you. It's not about you. It's about his availability and timeline. And what they're showing me is you've got 7, 8. I'm looking at late August. Um, it's a longer road ahead than what you're anticipating, and you've got to keep that enthusiasm to your best ability. You've got to keep that up because I just don't want to start you off with a disappointment, but I just see it taking a little bit longer than what you're planning because of his schedule and timeline. I feel like he's just gotten out of a relationship and it was just finalized as a divorce or separation. And so I think that it's kind of that catch your breath phase right now, and that extra time is really necessary.
We have another love question from Desiree asking, "Will love find me soon?"
There are a lot of love questions. Desiree. I'm looking, Desiree. I'm not getting an image of the one. What I'm getting an image of is a lot of simpler fling, there's a lot of interest, and I see specifically the difference between January going into February is there's going to be a lot of interest, a lot of messages, and hey, hit me up, but it's just you're wasting your time. You're kind of just spinning your wheels by spending a week here, spending a month here, going in circles. Like I really feel like I don't see the one because I see just a lot of loose ends. So I feel like the change in approach to how you're dating, or really getting clear on this is what I'm looking for and setting those attentions and finding it and redirecting yourself until you do. It's more of a way of lifestyle choices and how you're manifesting than I just see you spinning your wheels. So I don't see that true love. Unfortunately, I'm just not seeing that anytime soon.
And that's a great thing to bring up. Do you have any tips for someone who wants to manifest their soulmate, or maybe setting more clear intentions towards manifesting your soulmate?
I think that goes with everything. I don't think most people realize how much power, how able they are to really manifest. And first and foremost, I would say write it down. And even the statistics and the science shows that the difference from, they call it like the 1% club, because the ones that write down their goals, even if it's the same sheet of paper that you're looking at every day, there's a science to it, and it's more than just the laws of attraction and a lot of the woo woo stuff that we hear. But when you are constantly reminding yourself and redirecting yourself to a focus or a goal, you make it happen. And I really feel like it applies to love. It applies to getting that dream home or the job. But there's so much doubt, and we're our worst enemies. So if we can really learn to redirect our mindset and the belief that it's going to happen, I think that everybody would find that exercise is just so hard because most people don't think that way. They don't have the positive. They don't feel that it's possible. It's never going to happen. Why me? Like it takes sometimes a best friend or a psychic or somebody being your coach and your support person to keep you on track to achieve those goals. But it starts with your mindset, and it starts with that, not just belief, but knowing that this is what I'm going to make happen. And I've personally experienced that. I've coached many people. In fact, I had a woman on the line that called me from Australia just yesterday. Like, I can't believe this is happening. You told me this was going to happen, but I didn't believe it. And now the job opportunity's right there. And you just got to get out of your own head and your own limitations and insert the belief that, yeah, this is going to happen and I'm going to make it happen.
And if you're looking for some more tips and tricks for manifesting your desires, check out our blog at californiapsychics.com. We have everything from crystal grids that can help you attract love to tips for upgrading your mindfulness practice. It's really incredible. So definitely check out our blog. If you're on, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, if you head over to our videos and go to the playlist DIY Spirituality, we also have a ton of really great videos that will teach you how to make, crystal grid for attracting love, as well as other things like that. So definitely check that out. I just saw a really great career question. Let me try to find it real quick.
Okay. And while you're looking, I'll say one more thing. If you could look at what you're wanting, rather than the path of how to get it, look at what does that desk at your dream job look like? How are you going to be dressed when you're going into work? What is your colleague and conversations, and design that in your mind of what it's going to be and what it's going to look like, because there's more power in you seeing the end result than getting hung up on all the little steps along the way. So that's just another little concise tip for manifesting.
So this question comes from Maria. She says, "Hi Marin, I'm thinking of going freelance with my career this year. Do you see this happening and me being successful with it? Thank you."
Yes, so March, you're actually doing this a lot sooner than you think. And I think it's because there's also an online program. There's something that I'm seeing that's providing more of the business structure, but this is going to be something early March, April, May. By May, give yourself about a 2-month cushion financially, because by May is when I see it being sustainable financially. Enough sustainability, but I see early March is when this begins. So that is a big thumbs up, like, go for it.
Oh, wow, these questions are coming in fast. Thank you so much to everyone that is watching, whether you watch every single week or this is your first time. But if it is your first time, if you can hit that like button if you're watching on Facebook, or the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, because we do these almost every single Monday, with the exception of the third Monday of the month, which is when we do our tarot lives, which are also super fun. It's a nice way to get a free card pull from one of our psychics. But we have Marin on here constantly. We also do live readings with other psychics, so you can get a feel for the different types of tones that our psychics use. So definitely like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube if you're really enjoying this. This next question comes from Stacy. She asked, "Will I ever be financially secure?"
It's a longer path ahead. When I'm looking at this, I dissect it to where I see loosely right around the 3-year mark. That's the big, like, I'm living a luxurious life. When I go backwards from that point, I feel like the hardest thing is that you're living a little bit beyond your means right now. And so that's why you're just always kind of chasing that cycle. So because I don't see that changing anytime soon, I see you continuing to spend, but the income, the increase, and also partnership, where I see it being very financially stable. So you're looking at about 3 years for the real, like, now we're living the high life. And I keep getting a lot of images around Florida area. So if you're contemplating a move or something, they keep drawing you to Florida. But I see you're on track. You're having fun.
Our next question is going to come from Tracy over on YouTube. She asks, Marin, will I be finished with both schools at the same time?
Oh gosh, that's easy. I just got a very clear yes, yes, and I see you being successful. This is almost too easy that I don't have as much to elaborate on, but thank you for reaching out and asking. That's a clear yes.
Another one over from YouTube. This one is from Joyous Joy. She asks, what do you see for me in this year? I'm looking to move and trying to figure out what's a good career for me. I have young children and I'm a single mom.
I was questioning real estate, and I'm trying to discern like your move and real estate from you personally, but I feel like you really got to pay attention to the whole experience. And when you are looking at relocating, so July, the summer is when you're going to be going through all these changes. So the reason why I feel like the move and real estate and all this is happening is because they're trying to direct you towards a career in real estate. So pay attention, everything from looking at listings, the financing, everything, all the steps, because that is where your focus is for a career for you. And I think you'll really enjoy the move and the process and all of that. But they're saying real estate, and I just don't feel like you've given it enough of a fair opportunity, because you feel like there's going to be this lag time of making that first sale or getting that listing, and they're saying no, there's other ways. Shadowing with somebody, getting in the office, being an assistant to somebody that's already established, but it's getting down that path that's going to give you so much freedom. And then of course that priority of being able to be a mother first and foremost, and working around your children's schedule.
Our next question is going to come from Amy. She wants to know, will my husband Victor and I work out our marriage in 2021?
Yes. My focus is intimacy. My focus is intimacy, because that's what you fall back on. That's your strong suit. That's something that is going to help sustain this relationship. But it's more than just the act. It's the closeness. It's the love, because he has a tendency towards really isolating and pulling away. And I see it's, two peas in a pod, and the hand holding and the affection. That's what's really going to bond the two of you this year. So it's going to be much better than it was last year. Last year was like separate corners, a lot of self reflection and books and analyzing. This year it's about re-emerging closeness, everything I get with the two of you is physical touch and closeness. That's so important for him.
So we have about 30 minutes left, and we are going to switch over to doing tarot pulls in about 10 to 15 minutes. So tag your friends in the comments, tell them to get in here, tell them to ask their questions if they want a little bit of insight into their love life or their career or what's in store for them for 2021. Before we pull the next question, I just want to thank everyone that has stopped by to watch. We love doing these. We have so much fun. Marin is incredible to have on. We love seeing all of your comments and faces every single week. So thank you. And then just a reminder that coming up, we have our Karma Rewards Day, which if you are not a Karma Rewards member, why not? It's free to join. You earn points that can help you get a free reading, and there's so many ways to do it. You can earn points by leaving a testimonial for a psychic that you just got a reading with. You can add psychics to your psychic circle. And then you get extra points when you get a reading with them. And then when we have our Karma Rewards Days, which we have one coming up on the 13th on Wednesday, you get extra points. So definitely check that out. It's free to join. When you join, we're going to send you your birth chart. How many of you guys have gotten your birth chart done? I found so much incredible insight in mine. Absolutely incredible. You also get $20 added to your account, which is, a couple extra minutes with your favorite psychic. So definitely check that out. It's coming up on the 13th. And then I know I talk about this every single time. It's my favorite way to get a reading. And I know especially when we do the tarot pools, we get a lot of people that haven't commented before. They're commenting because they want a more discreet way to ask their question without having to really ask their question. If you don't really like chatting on the phone, or maybe with everyone home you don't really have the chance to be on the phone with the psychic, we have this chat feature. You can do it through our app, and it's basically just like texting your favorite psychic. So you can text Marin and ask her your questions when she's online. So definitely check that out. Are you ready for more questions?
I am ready.
Perfect. Let me find one. This one comes from Chrissy. She asks, "Is Michael the one for me?"
Yes, and you know, normally I would feel like if you've got to ask that, then maybe he's not, or you don't know. But in this case, I feel like, yeah, you know he's the one. And by early February, not even Valentine's, prior to that, you'll really have that validation. This is a good one. Don't let him get away. I just feel like he's so kind, so nice, and the doubt is within you because it is so serious. So don't let this one go. I do see it being long term.
Next one comes from Morella. She wants to know, will the contract on my home sale go through?
Yes. There's a little hiccup, and I feel like it might have come from like an inspection, or it has something to do with repair, and I believe like more water damage and repair. But they're saying that's something that's not going to be an issue. Don't let that worry you. It's just a little hiccup, and I get about 2.5 more weeks, so you're close.
Alexandra over on YouTube wants to know, what do you see in my current career?
I see you confused, not getting very much validation, not knowing if you're growing, if you're well received, if there's going to be promotion opportunities. I'm questioning if you're somebody that has now had to go remote, or you're so hands off now that you feel like you're in the dark, or it's unfamiliar. What they're saying is this position, this is how it's going to be. There's not a lot of hand holding. And I think it's that you've got good work product and you want to do a good job. So you're really concerned and you're asking, is it good? I'm not getting feedback. And I guess in your case, I'd say no news is good news. I feel like it is solid, but you're just not going to get that validation and praise. And that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment.
Angelica wants to know, is there anything new or exciting happening this year in 2021? Job and love life, thank you.
Yes, goodness. And it's pertaining to love and relationship. And I see you in a relationship. This is late fall. I see you in a partnership. And we've got to tiptoe around fertility and these areas, because we're not supposed to talk about medical areas, but I get there's a spirit out here that's saying hello. And so I just feel like your life is going from just becoming more mature, ready for settling down, ready for creating a life and family. And so I just feel like there's going to be a lot of changes, boom, 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 starting in September of this year for you. Not a lot at the early half of the year, just kind of status quo, but it's at the end. I just feel like a lot of good surprises.
This next one is going to come from Mary Jane over on Facebook. She says, I need to move out of my place. When will I be moving soon? And when, please?
Okay. Yes, you do. I do see the restlessness, but I just don't see that it's happening as soon as you would like. It is February. It's towards the end of February. you need to get some help with moving. Be careful with your back, be careful with lifting, be careful with trying to do it all on your own. So hire some people, get some friends. You're going to need some help with moving, just because I see it's the overwhelm of all this stuff. And so purging some of that stuff, kind of that minimalist lifestyle mindset, I just think it's a better opportunity for really good purging and cleaning. And that's something you can start now, and doing it in digestible chunks, because that's not how I see it. I see it as, okay, you're moving, be ready in a week, and you're overwhelmed and you can't find people to help, and it's very stressful. So let's avoid that by starting that process now and making sure you have some help with lifting heavier items.
So before I jump over to the next question, I just wanted to let everyone know, I'll do this after we do the next question. It looks like it needs to be fixed. This next question is going to come from Lex over on YouTube. She says, what career choice is best for me moving forward? I'm looking at relocating and might look at pivoting professionally.
I'm curious if you're looking at the East Coast, and if you're looking at like the real city life in New York, and I'm getting New York, New Jersey. It looks like it's something that is like a very short 3-4 year, like get in and get out. And I'm getting I'm getting that it's a partial in-house, partial out. I keep seeing like I'm wondering if you have a background in journalism or marketing or writing, because it looks like it's a magazine. And I know magazines are they're kind of dinosaurs in our modern age with technology, but I just keep getting writing and like advertising, marketing, and something to do with the publication and magazine in its city. Very, the audience, it's not like a Cosmopolitan or something like that. The audience is a little bit more sophisticated and a little bit more like there's wealth there. It's just very appealing to you, and you're going to learn a lot. It's financially very lucrative. But then I see you later considering living abroad, like Italy. I keep getting a connection with Italy, and you're questioning European travel and relocation. So this is supposed to be short term, making a lot of money to give you a really good chunk of time, like 6 months, to be traveling and exploring and looking abroad.
So I just wanted to remind everyone that we do have this promo code LIVE5 that's going to get you $5 added to certain new customer packages. So again, it's just a little extra way to get some extra time with whatever psychic you want to chat with. So definitely check that out. We also have it, if you go to the video description, the promo code is going to be there, so you can just copy and paste it. If you want to get a reading with Psychic Marin, there's also a link to her bio on our website. And you can just go in and request a call back with her. So definitely check that out. So it looks like we have about 17 minutes left. Do you want to switch over to pulling cards?
Got my cards ready. I was shuffling, and we are ready to go. So you don't have to provide any information other than you can just say a card, please. If you'd like to provide information, you're welcome to, but this is where you can be incognito if you need to be confidential.
A little bit more discreet, like our chat feature. Okay, so this card is going to come from Ashley. She's asking for a career card.
Ooh, okay, so, and this is right in line with this. This is the Page of Cups, and what I want to draw your attention to is the little fish right here popping out of the cup, like right in your face. And so what this really means is, like, if it was a snake, it'd bite you. Like, it's right there in front of you. Timeline wise, it's less, I even feel like it's less than a month. So big changes, but this is more of a, like, just go for it, jump in, do it.
Another one from Janaiha, asking for a career card.
So you got Temperance, which is the healing angel. So I would direct you. I'm questioning if you have an interest in some sort of healing work, energy work, nurse, Reiki. I steer you down that direction based on this card. That's the Healing Angel.
Ooh, these are moving super fast. I
Good.
love it. This one is from Lopez asking for a love card.
Oh, Lopez. Okay, so we've got the Fool in an upright position, but this is reversed. So don't be a fool when it comes to love. And I just feel like this is something where you're just not allowing your head to be in the clouds, but being really present and really focused. You don't want to blow a good opportunity. So don't be the fool in love.
Rachel over on YouTube is asking for a love card.
Rachel, you have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is not now. The Four of Swords is a period of rest. They're instructing you that now's not the best time. You might need a little bit more time to heal, a little bit more time to repair. I'm under the impression that you might have had a falling out, or that you need a little bit more alone time, very contemplative time before it's like that bang fireworks for love.
Man, these are moving quickly. I can't even. Lativa is asking for a general card.
She's familiar. I think we talked. I think we talked with her earlier. This is the Six of Cups. I love this card. What it denotes is in an upright position. Like this is like a soul, nostalgic, very tender relationship. And what they're saying is this is absent, like you're searching for that, or you want that, you're looking for that tender, nostalgic love. For you to trust that relationship and partnership has to be deeper, not somebody that's just so superficial. There has to be that nostalgia or something that makes you feel like we're really soul connected for you to get invested in love.
Our next question is going to come from Francisca over on Facebook. She's asking for a love card with the question, will my husband ask me to take him back and restore our marriage?
Okay. This is the card of betrayal, deception. This is a rough one. He's hurt. There's an underlying emotion of this betrayal and hurt, and he's not there. Currently, I feel like there's still too much hurt. There's too much rejection. He's struggling with just feeling like what has changed, what's going to change to prevent this from happening again. And so there's so much doubt when I see him. As of right now, I feel like it's very slim. But the hurt's there, that love's there of like, I really want to, but I just give me something to believe in is kind of the message I get from him. And this is a really hard card. Five of Swords. If you wanted to look it up and read a little bit more about it, or I'd be happy to talk with you later on the phone, but there's a lot of hurt in him. And I don't feel like it's entirely over, but I don't think that it's going to be much more than another 6 months that you really have that you guys could restore this.
Our next question is going to come from Nicole over on YouTube asking for a money/finance card.
Okay. Nicole. So this is the Ace of Swords, and it's kind of a thumbs down. And so I get hold on to that money a little bit more, hang on to it. And again, I talked earlier about how I'll see themes, and I see starting off this year that the real theme has been hang on to money, save. So it kind of just plants a little seed in the back of my mind where I'm really monitoring economy, stock market, what's happening financially with our crazy COVID world. But there is a real underlying theme that I'm getting of it's time to kind of buckle down and hang on to our money just a little bit, because I think things are going to be rockier ahead economically in a lot of the marketplace. So I think for you, they're saying it's wise. Now's not the time to spend a lot of money or a lot of investments. They're saying kind of a thumbs down right now.
Our next question is a little exciting. This one comes from Felicia. They're asking for a career card because they just had an interview for a different job.
Oh, perfect, Felicia. Oh, okay. This is a fantastic card. This is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a very dignified woman in her garden. And the thing about this card is that the money is beneath her. She's not so obsessed and focused on money. It's like, oh, I've got plenty of money. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I've got this. And I'm so not needing to dwell and focus on money that I can attune more to nature and focus on the birds. And the money's kind of beneath you because you're doing so well. So I think that you are going to nail this. And I think that that's a very, very good card.
Nicole is asking for a love card.
Nicole. Okay, Nicole, you've got the Six of Pentacles, and this card is about give and take. It's about that balance, often giving to somebody or helping somebody that is struggling, or I don't want to say like beneath you, because that is kind of has a judgmental connotation, but that's not what I mean. Just somebody that's really struggling that needs your help. So love for you right now is going to be about how you can help others, how you can help your partner that may be going through a rougher time. Specifically, I might direct you to finances, paying attention to, without overextending yourself, is it something where you can help a little bit with eliminating some of that financial stress?
So this next question comes from Nikita. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And they said, hit me with a card.
I'll hit you. So we've got an Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is like you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, to where you might be getting bored, might want to change things up a little bit. This is often in the field of career and money, that it's like, okay, things are getting a little monotonous, a little tedious, and I love your energy. It's really bright and exciting, and I just can't imagine that you would stay put in a situation like this where you're just doing the same thing over and over again. You're too flashy for that. There's too much energy. So if you find yourself in this like rut, maybe it's time for you to look elsewhere, change things up again. Your life theme is just about lots of change and keeping things alive.
Our next question is going to come up from Andrea over on YouTube, asking for a Hope After Turmoil card.
Ooh, hard one. This is the Devil, but you're correct. It is Hope After Turmoil, because the card of the Devil is being chained and bound to an unhealthy situation. Sometimes it's substance, sometimes it's a person. And so this is you, at least you've identified, and there's been turmoil. I suspect that it's something in your life that's made you feel chained and bound, and you are aware of that, and starting off this year ahead to make sure that you don't allow yourself to stay in this type of situation. So it's not like that there's negativity and a devil and evil in your life. It's that you are chained to something. You don't have that sense of control over your life because something else is controlling your life.
Our next one is going to come from Donna over on Facebook, and they ask for you to pick any card you were drawn to for them.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, and this is the Three of Pentacles. I commented about this earlier. So this is the card of community. So the message is, I know with COVID, we've got to be a little more creative in some ways, but this is, how do you help your community? What do you do to volunteer, to give, to support? This is the Three of Pentacles, being involved in helping build community.
Angelina is asking for a career card.
Angelina, let me look at this for just a second. So this is the card of boundaries, and I was trying to see, is it you or them? Like I feel like this card is for you. This card is that you are going to develop and focus on better boundaries. I wasn't sure if it was that you're overstepping somebody else, but no, this is you. This is you having the ability to put your foot down a little bit more, establish clear boundaries, and having a workplace environment or remote situation where you're not just getting dumped on and dumped on and dumped on that, hey, I'm a person and I'm not a robot and a machine. So better boundaries for you in career. 7 of Wands.
This next one is going to come from Stephanie over on Facebook asking for a card on communication.
I love this card. This is the wheel, and it's the Wheel of Fortune, and it just represents so much in tarot. Doesn't represent so much as in communication, but if I were to apply this to communication, it would just be like constant just change and evolution and growth. This is a really good card in representing like you're doing a good job, you're growing and you're evolving, but it's nothing that I would say there's pitfalls or what you really need to look out for in terms of communication. It's just taking things to another more spiritual level, really looking at things from a different perspective within your communication with others. But that's considered a good card.
So we have about 4 minutes left, so time for 2 or 3 more questions. I just want to thank everyone that has tuned in. Yeah. Go ahead and get your questions in so we can pick those next couple of questions. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, to hit that like button. If you are on YouTube, hit that big red subscribe button so you can be notified every single time that we do one of these, which is every Monday. If you want to get a reading with Psychic Marin, her psychic bio is linked in the video description on Facebook and YouTube. So you can just click to go to her profile and schedule a reading with her. And don't forget, if you are a new customer, we do have that promo code LIVE5 at the bottom there. That's going to get you $5 added to certain new customer packages. Oh, they are moving real quick. Okay. This next question is coming from Charmaine. She's asking for a love card with Jason.
This is a fantastic card, Charmaine. This is the Sun, and this is like, wow, new beginnings, new opportunities. Like the sun's come out, the sunflowers are coming out. So this is like a seize the moment, real good, all love and goodness. So happy for you, Charmaine.
This next one comes from Teresa. She's asking, who is my Valentine? Then she said Scott. So I'm not sure if she's asking about a person named Scott. But if you do see a Scott in there.
No, Scott's too busy twiddling his thumbs. This is like a very stagnant, somebody that is just, it's the Knight of Pentacles, if you want to look this up. That Scott's just spending too much time over analyzing and not doing. And so I don't want to disappoint you with Valentine's right around the corner, but I really don't feel like Scott is the one. It's quick. It's just like an anchor. It's just such stagnant energy.
Our next question is going to come from Lucia asking for a general card.
General. 5 of Wands. I didn't catch. I don't think I'm pronouncing the name right or caught the name right, but this is the 5 of Wands, which is a lot of turmoil. Like you are the peacemaker amongst all these catty women fighting and tension and bickering. Like it's so exhausting and draining. So this isn't very positive, but rising above that, rising above it, not being caught up in all of this.
I think this one is going to be the last question. This one comes from Alaya. She's asking for a career/finance card.
Oh, and we're going to end on my most favorite card in the deck. Thank you, Alaya. This is the Star. And I love the Star because she's got 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot on the water, and she's led by spirit. It's the most perfect balance, the most divine card, where it also really embodies self-love and acceptance of body and body image, and that you are in such a place of divine being, that you're not beating up your body, you're not degrading yourself, you love yourself. So this is a fantastic card.
Thank you so much, Marin. And thank you everyone that tuned in. We'll be back next week on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with our Tarot Live, where you can also ask questions just like we just did with our tarot pool right now. And then on the 25th, we'll be back for another live reading with Psychic Tegan. Marin, thank you so much for joining us again. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Bye. Happy New Year.